Hey guys, Preston here. Welcome back to another video. I just want to do a quick kind of instant reaction to this Steelers Sunday night game against the Packers. Uh, Packers win 35-25, and the Steelers fall to 4-3 on the season with another tough matchup against the Colts next week. I normally, I go pretty detailed. These videos end up being like 30 minutes for the most part. I don't think that's the case today. I think I'm kind of just venting a little bit because this team, I guess for anyone who's new, I am a Steelers fan. I don't know if that's going to be in the title or not, but if you've seen this channel, I do plenty of Steelers content. And this team, I'd say I know them pretty well, to where this game did not surprise me at all. I thought maybe there was a chance they would bounce back from their piss poor performance against the Bengals last week, just kind of with the whole overall, for some reason, if you're unaware, the Steelers and Tomlin Steelers especially are cursed on Thursday Night Football on the road. It's like 2-5, or no, I don't know. They've only had 2 wins on the road in Thursday Night Football under Tomlin, but neither time was against the AFC North. They were 0-6, I guess maybe 0-7 now all time. Road Thursday night games against divisional opponents. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just that a stupid off game that they have when they play on the road on Thursday night for some reason. But the same problems from last week were here today, except the offense got worse. But I guess that's understandable because the Packers defense is certainly better than the Bengals defense. But man, the defense is just so piss poor, and it's a real problem, and it's not going away. I think more and more teams are seeing the formula to beating the Steelers, and I'm not sure how bad this can get. I have a feeling they'll be a 500 team after next week. And with the Ravens getting Lamar back, I think anyone who held on to the Ravens winning the division bet was a smart person, or anyone who got in on it when it finally put the Steelers in front, because holy crap, man, this is and it's not that the Packers or Bengals are bad offenses, it's just the predictability from the Steelers defense and the lack of adjustments, and it's the same things over and over again, and it's obvious for everyone but the coaching staff. And I haven't heard Tomlin's post-game thoughts. I'm sure he's going to say the same bullcrap he did last week. Oh, we got to be better and whatnot. But they don't make changes. Terrell Austin is still the defensive coordinator. This is a guy who was so bad that he can even make it through a full season with Cincy. Comes here, it's the same crap. Granted, I don't know behind the scenes, so I don't know how much Tomlin really runs the defense. And if that's the case, you should get plenty of blame too. But at the very least, I know Austin's the DC, and he's done a piss-poor job. He makes me miss Keith Butler, which is saying something. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, the game started out strong. You were up 16-7 at halftime, and then after halftime, it just all went to shit. I don't really understand what the difference was, but they just came out so unprepared, very undisciplined. Not saying these refs were horrible. That's not why we lost, but they were objectively horrible. The missed offsides call on what Tomlin thought was on what Rodgers thought was a free play. That's clear as day to anyone watching. That was offsides. Some of the other, like the roughing on the kick when Packers were just as liable. They're doing the same crap. It doesn't matter. That's just me venting about other issues. But the main issue is this defense is horrible, man. The amount of missed tackles today, I don't know if that's a track stat. I don't see it anywhere. But holy crap, man. I swear we missed like 20 plus tackles. And so all the Packers had to do, and I'm not blaming them because it's smart, it works, is the short pass game just cooked all day. All they had to do was get it to a guy quick. All game, Love was throwing it within like a second and a half, like 2 seconds, to someone standing wide open, like maybe 3, 4, or 5 yards down the field, and then they would take it for at least 7 because we would miss at least one tackle, usually 2. And so when you can gain like 7 yards a pass, you could do math. It's only 10 for a first down. You can just keep going. You can chip away the whole time. And so there was way too many times when Packers receivers would have a catch and there wouldn't even be a Steelers defender in frame yet. It's just, and they didn't adjust. We made 0 adjustments. It's the same as the Bengals game where all they had to do was throw it to Jamar Chase 80 times, like setting records. Because you find something that works against this defense, guess what? It's going to work the whole game. Hell, it might work the whole season. We won't change. I don't know if it's stubbornness or stupidity, but this defense does not adjust. Not to mention the guys you paid to make plays are no longer making them. There was a stat before the game even ended, like heading into the fourth quarter, that they had gone 12 games without a turnover. The Steelers defense without forcing a turnover. That, as far as I can tell, that continues today. So, yeah, there was no turnovers forced by this defense. That's 4 games in a row now. That a team that was so reliant on splash plays from an overpaid defense is not even getting said splash plays anymore. No sacks, by the way. What do you TJ Watt makes $41 million a year to get no sacks. He had some decent plays, but dude, it's not good enough. That contract might start aging like milk, man. He's not getting any younger, and he's already having his... He fell off. He had a bit of a down year last year, and we all thought injuries and stuff, he'll bounce back. But so far, you expect more from the guy making $41 million. I'm not saying it's all his fault. Obviously, there's a lot wrong with this defense, notably coaching. The fact that we still have players lost on defense, like the 2-point play and at least 1 touchdown. There was defenders who had no idea what the hell they were supposed to be doing. That's insane, man. And this isn't a team of young, like it wasn't a bunch of rookies in the backfield. You're talking about vets. It's the first year with the team, yes, but they're veteran players. Like they should not be this lost on the field. Some of the plays were comical. Like I thought I was watching slapstick comedy when Jordan Love twice could just chuck the ball up on a prayer. And the ball would just go to the Packers player. We'd have the one deep, put him in the red zone, the Kristen Watson one. We had a safety jump for the ball like a dope. Watch the ball go 3 yards over his head, right into his hands as another DB was desperately chasing him. And then that Tucker Kraft one, that was so bad. Listen, it was OPI. I don't care what you say. But even if it was, and even if Deshaun Elliott thought it was, you don't put your hands up and back away from the player. You just gave up on the play and let Kraft gain an additional like 30 yards. Not to mention then he freaking hurt his knee getting the tackle later. That is the worst play of Deshaun Elliott's career by far. And I can't even hate on. He's our best safety, man. Like that play is an outlier, but it just speaks to the frustrations of how this defense has been playing the last few games, especially the last 2 games. That even our best guys are doing just the most boneheaded things you've ever seen. And now we're even worse without him. The defense is even more lost without Elliott on the field. You're 7 games in. You can't be that undisciplined, that lost, and missing tackle. Like the fundamentals aren't even there for this defense that is one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid in the league. It's infuriating, man. Darius Slay's cooked. I'm sorry. I like Slay. He doesn't have it anymore. The fact he was still playing is insane. I only see him when he's getting burnt or missing tackles. Like, just leave Brendan Eccles out there, please, for the love of God. I don't know if it matters. Like, I don't know. There's too much wrong with the defense dependent on one thing, you know? But I think at bare minimum, you get rid of the freaking defensive coordinator. But this is the Steelers, so even if they do, it would be in the offseason. And we'd have to pray that it is. I don't know his contract situation. They love letting contracts expire more than firing. But I don't know. Either way, it's a Tomlin defense, and I don't think he's going to change either. We had the chance to have Brian Flores, and we chose Austin instead. Now, listen, I'm not saying Brian Flores would fix everything either. I do think some of this blame for sure has to go on the actual players and the personnel. It can't just all be me saying it's the coaching's fault. But I do think a lot of it is on the coaches. You can't have guys still confused. You can't. What are you doing in practice that these dudes still can't tackle 7 weeks in? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. And the vets deserve a lot of blame too, man. TJ Watt, where you been, bro? Cam Hayward, you held out for more money, bro, and you're doing nothing. It's Derek Harmon shouldn't be out playing you, Cam. I mean, the run defense was a little better today. I mean, you held Jacobs to 33 freaking yards, but it doesn't matter when you let his backup average 5.5 yards per carry. Like, we're getting cooked by dudes. I'm not a casual, but obviously I follow the Steelers more closely than other players. But to see a dude named Emmanuel Watson cook us was interesting. I thought it spoke to how bad this team was. It also felt like we had effectively given up. The fourth quarter, I'm seeing it now in the box score, but yeah, when you get outscored 21-6 in the fourth quarter, it's tough to win football games. Simple as that. I mean, I'm rallying on the defense most, but the offense wasn't good enough either. Just some of that is truly just dumbfounding play calling to me still. How we run the ball well, 62 yards and 13 carries, and you just stop giving them carries. 93 rushing yards on 18 carries. That's good. That's efficient football. That's 5 yards a carry. You can get a first down with 2 carries, hypothetically. And we we make Rodgers throw it 36 times. And it wasn't working. And the throws were still... We throw it far too often at the line of scrimmage or like a yard ahead of it, so even behind it. Like, we are not utilizing the middle of the field or deeper at all. I know receiver is an issue, but fix it then. Omar, that's your freaking job, dude. We've been asking for wide receiver trades for 2 years in a row, man. You know, you're working out Scatling tomorrow. That's going to fix it. The play calling's an issue still. The O-line had a tough night. I know you lose your left guard in the middle of the game, which certainly doesn't help, but Rodgers had dudes in his face pretty quickly all night. The pass rush was definitely getting home for Green Bay. I don't want to put as much on the offense because they still did better than the defense, and we also saw how good the offense was last week, with the caveat is it was the Bengals defense. But man, they weren't good enough either, especially when we needed them to be. You know, like when the defense actually was getting stops in this game in the first half and a little bit of the third, the offense they're tapping in field goals, man. Boswell, I love you, Boswell. You're the only one worth anything on this team, bro. I would keep you over everyone on this freaking roster. That's for sure. So no disrespect to Chris Boswell at all. He's our guy. I just wanted to mention him, shout him out. But the rest of this team, man, figure it out. I don't know. Look within yourselves. Like, I don't know what else to say. If this team doesn't make changes on defense, it's going to be a long back half of the year. This December implosion we've been dealing with the last few years, it might have come early this year. And it sure as crap isn't getting any easier as we take on the 6-1 Colts next week. So hopefully they can prove me wrong. Maybe we're lucky and we get this out of our system earlier than last year so we don't completely crash and burn into January, but won't even make the playoffs if we're a 500 team next week. Like, I have no way of knowing the way the rest of this year is going to go, man. Yeah, I'd see if a miracle happens, but right now I'm not very confident in this team at all, and it is mainly because of the defense, which is not what most of us thought the case would be with this team. You can't have a defense this expensive be this bad. Changes rosterly on the roster. Sorry, rosterly is not really I don't think that's a word. Changes to the roster and the coaching staff have to happen after this year if it keeps going this way. So barring a turnaround, we need actual change. But you know how Pittsburgh is. It's tooth and nail to make any changes. It took them forever to fire Matt Canada. So who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe Tomlin will finally modernize his defense. But for now, it's wait and see. And I'm just disgruntled, man. I'm hopeless. This team is hopeless. I don't know. So any Steelers fans out there, you're probably feeling the same way. But hopefully me venting brought you some relief. For Packers fans, me venting probably gave you some fun. But you're a good team. I don't have anything against Green Bay. That Super Bowl was a long time ago, so I'm pretty chill now. I mean, obviously they're a good team. So the Steelers losing isn't like the main issue. Like, losing to good teams happens. It's just how we lost yet again. Just getting completely exposed on offense. 360 passing yards. You let Tucker Kraft... Listen, Tucker Kraft's a good tight end. I have him in fantasy for a reason. But to let him play like prime Tony Gonzalez, man, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, that's just old school Steelers problems right there. That was the tight end issue has been going on for a decade, and that goes to the defense never changing. Like, Gronk would kill us every time we played him. And so I was getting Vietnam flashbacks to this game. I know I said it wouldn't be that long, but I still managed to hit 14 minutes. I yap a lot. I want to go I can't. I won't go in depth. There's nothing to go in depth about. This team pisses me off. The defense is nowhere near good enough. The offense is way too inconsistent. Boswell, you're our only truly consistent player. Thank you for that. All right, guys. Just figured I'd get this out here, upload it in the middle of the freaking night, but I needed it to be done. I will probably upload again. I think I might make a video about the Brian Kelly firing. As a Notre Dame fan, I think I have an interesting perspective on that. I'll try not to be too much of a hater, but we'll talk Brian Kelly's firing and replacements for him in the next video, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. I got playlists for the Steelers, for Notre Dame, for general sports content, so just stay tuned for more. Thank you guys for watching. This is Preston, signing out. See you later.